Hey guys, good evening. Can you guys hear me? I'm not hearing myself. Oh, what's going on? I'm not hearing myself. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Please let me know in the comment section if you can. I'm not hearing myself. I don't know why. I usually can hear myself. How is everyone doing? You can hear me. Can you hear me? Yeah? Good evening. Oh, okay, I know why. There's a wire disconnected. Oh my God. One day. I go sabi all these technical things. That be small thing, no, my people. Toby is not at home anymore. I'm on my own, no. Toby has gone to uni. It's not easy at all. Slowly but surely, they are all fleeing the nests. It is well, oh, my people. Welcome, everybody. Okay, good evening. I can hear myself now. Thank you so much. Yeah, why I was disconnected. Happy Sunday. Welcome, everybody. I always salute. Hope you are well. Yeah, our IT expert is not around though. But don't even CEO, managing director has gone to he's going to sow his rare oats in uni. He doesn't have my time anymore. It's me that is, mothers. God bless us. The way I was making mouths. I can't wait for them to leave. I can't wait for them to leave. Oh my God. I miss him so much. I thought I would last for 1 month. I was telling him the day we went to drop him, I was like, don't come home. Stay here. Just stay here. Within 1 week, I showed up. Within 1 week, all in the name of rice and stew. I was like, do you want rice and stew? I was like, yes, please. I use rice and stew as an excuse to show up. Oh my God. Now, wow. When these children eventually leave, I don't know what you will go do. Oh. That's why I keep saying I want to have a retirement baby. Every time I say I want to have a retirement baby, Cynthia will be scaring me and telling me all this traveling. I'm going to be staying at home. Cynthia, just allow me to have my retirement baby. Je. Mm-hmm. Telling you. Oh my God. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Hydro Hello. D said, you think Toby is my favorite? No, he's not my favorite. I don't have any favorites. I don't have any favorites. I love all my children equally. From the bottom of my heart, they know that. But now they are about to flee the nest. The last man stand is about to go. It's just remaining 1 year. So I need another baby to replace them. Hmm. Welcome over the farm. Oh. How are they? Happy weekend. Happy Sunday. Thank you very much for stopping by. Please give us a thumbs up. Today is the 8th of October. Before I started the live session, I was just thinking, hmm, Cynthia, you're gonna drop me from the soft life? No way. I need that baby, and I still want my soft life. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna show you that I can do both of them simultaneously. I'm a woman, after all. Oh dear, it's Cynthia that is putting the fear of God in me. Oh, Cynthia is the police that is watching the womb to make sure that you know you stay retired. No retirement baby. I think we should have a retirement baby. Everybody should have a retirement baby that will never leave. They will stay with you permanently. Hmm. Oh, I wish it was possible. Sometimes we forget that we left our parents as well. But our parents didn't know how to show emotions. We didn't know whether they were even going to miss us or not. It's different now in this generation. So I don't even know. All I can remember growing up was that my mom used to she walk me all the way to the TT where I'm going to go and enter bus. And then all the advice from heaven and earth, she'll start advising me. All the ones she's advised at home is not enough. For she'll still follow me to the road and start advising me. Even the motor will come, she will still be advising. Rántí ọmọ ẹni tí ó jẹ́ o, jọ̀ọ́ má ṣẹ́yún o, jọ̀ọ́ o ṣọ́ra fọ́kùnrin o, jọ̀ọ́. Cynthia, please what am I doing with dog? Do I look like someone that will have that wants pets? Leave me alone, Jare. I want a human. I want a baby, not pets. Which one be pets? No way, not me. Mm-mm. Guys, please give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Tonight we want to do a master class. So people don't usually like these master classes because it's not sensational. But you know what? They have the most sense. They make the most impact because they are loaded with timely wisdom. Yes, Sarah, you are talking my language, Are adopt. Yes, absolutely. That's my language. You people are speaking my language now. Adoption is something that is very close to my heart. Yes, definitely. I'm looking towards that. Before I jumped on the live show, I was thinking, how many of you are already planning for next year? You're already making plans. I don't know. Am I the only one? The way my brain works, I don't know. Sometimes I have to be. I think as I said this here before, I literally have a conversation with my brain from time to time. Please rest, shut down, and just rest. My brain works over time. Eh? At least can it go to if the brain is even collecting money from all this work, it would be good. My brain is always working. So I'm already planning next year. How many of you are thinking of next year? All the things you want to do next year, your goals for next year. Raise your hands if you're already setting goals for next year. If you're in that WhatsApp group, let me know. Because I'm already in that WhatsApp group. I'm planning my goals for next year already. Yeah, so we have to be proactive. Yeah. You've checked yourself, Max. Say 2024 loading, yes. And all of my checking with myself for next year, yes. Those of you that are already planning all your goals, you're writing them down, all your vision, and all the things you want to do next year. Let me see your hands up. Give us a thumbs up if you're in that WhatsApp group. Sissy, Cynthia, you're in that group, yeah? Okay. One of my goals next year is to have a baby. So it's in that group. It's in that group. By next year, I'll be 52. I will have an adopted baby, yeah. Not biological baby, but baby is baby, right? Sweet little girl. Oh, God, have mercy. So tonight we want to talk about standard. We're making a lot of noise about standard. Ola was reacting to what I posted on social media. I listened to it today. Ola was giving us woto about what some people were saying about the standard. Oh, this standard that we're making noise about. Have standards, oh. Have standards, oh. What is standards? No woto. I'm just joking. Patrick Ekrolesa, good evening. Welcome. Patrick says, Auntie B, your level of education accelerate your thinking faculty, especially the above 50s. This thinking, ó ti pọ̀ jù ẹjọ́. Ó pọ̀. I'm always thinking of something. I'm always planning something. And I've been listening to Reverend Sam Adeyemi. How can you follow Reverend Sam Adeyemi and you're not planning all these goals? You're not strategizing. 247 is strategy. What can I do? Okay, I'm gonna write books next year. I'm gonna put it out. If you're in Nigeria, you know any ghostwriter, please link them my way. Minimum of 2 books next year by the grace of God. I've got so much that I've done on this platform in the 6 years I've been here. I can literally whisk out a lot of books, but let's start with 2. Yeah, book writing is one of them. I want to write 2 books next year. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. We want to talk about standards today. Why it is important to have standards. We need to have standards. Every human being has standard. Men usually have standards and they don't hide their standard. They make it plain. They are very, very intentional. But women always try to shy away from certain standards. We lower our standards and we sometimes ignore the things that are important to us because we want to pretend as if it doesn't matter. You actually hear people saying man na man. That's women for you, my gender. That's so we be. Ben Tiwari, not all women know, but some women are like that. Man na man. Man not be man. Okay? Some men are not men. Woman not be woman. Some women are not. Let's say some women are women, but they are not wife material. Some men are men, but they are not husband's material. So we are talking about certain standards. Husband material. Who is a husband material? How many of us see all that comment the way they do for Instagram? Husband material. Very funny. We are talking about standards. What standards, my people? Simply put, so I said this is going to be a master class. So let me not get carried away. You people like cruise too much. You want me to get carried away now and be catching cruise? No, we are serious today. Thursday is our day of catching cruise. So today we're going to be serious. Yeah. Let me put on my academic hats. Today is about standards. What are standards? What do you mean when you say have standards? Ladies, have standards. Have standards. Why don't you have standards? What standard? Standard, simply put, is what is acceptable to you as a human being, as a person, and what is not acceptable. Simple. What do I accept and what will I not accept? What I can take and what I cannot take. That is standards. Lobaton, finish, c'est fini. And when you are setting your standards, it's personal to you as individual, right? You need to take into consideration what is important to you personally. What are the things that are important to you as a human being? And I'm mostly talking about women because men always set their standard. They are very, very, they know what they want when it comes to relationship and they go for what they want. Men usually know this is the kind of woman I want to marry. I want to have children. So I'm going to marry a woman that is between 20s and 30 something. I'm not going to marry a woman that, there's a probability biologically that she cannot give me children. I want to marry somebody that's, I live in the abroad, but I plan to relocate back to Africa when I'm 60. I'm going to marry a woman that will be open to that. The men are clear. Even if they don't share it with you, you usually have standards. But we women, we are shy. And it's a function of how we were socialized culturally, socially, and in terms of our religious upbringing. That's why we shy away from it. So it's all about what can you take? What is acceptable to you? Hmm? What is not acceptable to you as a person? Healthy boundaries. What kind of boundaries? What can I take and what is pushing my boundaries that I will not be able to take? How do I create these boundaries? What is my value system? What is important to me as a person, as a human being? What are my principles? What are the things I can negotiate and the things I am not willing to budge or negotiate on? We are talking about standards, why it is important for women to set standards. If you don't set standards, and that's why I usually congratulate those of you that are still single, you are not married yet. I congratulate you all the time here. You know why? Because you still have a chance to get it right. It is better to marry late than to marry the wrong person. It is better to marry late than to settle and lower your standard, settle because the shege that is waiting for you is loading. So, what are your principles? You use standard as a human being generally to protect yourself from people and the situations that you will not tolerate. So, for instance, very quickly, I'll give you an example. There's a video I saw today that we're going to be discussing on Tuesday. Is a woman that was chasing another woman down the street. Do you know what she was accusing her of? Some of you may have seen it. It was on, I think, Instablog today. I saw it. The woman said that she was chasing the other woman and, basically just following her down the street, recording her because her husband has brought home his side chick to come and spend the night because his wife was away. Now, if you look very critically into that situation, that wife, the Mrs. that was chasing down the side hen, did you see it, Lady T? Yeah. When she was dating the man, he was dating multiple women. That's a good example of people that don't set standards. I have a very good example again of a woman that came here once upon a time. Iyabo. She's going to be my number one story in one of the books I'm going to write. She says she used to wait outside whenever she goes to visit her boyfriend then, who is now her husband. She will come to his house in Ibadan, Nigeria, somewhere, and will wait outside because he's inside the house or inside his room with another girlfriend. So she will wait her turn outside. When the girlfriend goes, she will now come inside. So these are examples of people who have zero standard for themselves, and they don't have any boundaries. Now, people will not, according to PK, I'm going to play you a video of PK in a minute so that I won't seem as if it's me that is just making noise about these things. Relationship coach, therapist, speak about this as well. Standards is what will protect you, will make the other person know this is a no-go area. I will not take this. This is unacceptable. This is acceptable. So no wonder that when Iyabo eventually married that man, she won visa lottery and took him to America. What do you think he was going to do? Because there was no standard right from when they were dating, he carried on with that behavior. You are the one that will teach the other person how they will treat you. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you tolerate will persist. It will carry on going. Oh, by the way, we're talking about 2024 goals. One of my goals is to become a speaker. Yes, I'm going to want to become a speaker. I hear you can earn money from speaking. So it's time for me. Ola, where are you? Come and teach me. Coach me and whatever I need to do, whatever certification I need to get it now so I start speaking about these things. Because there's too much wisdom we are sharing here. I need to take it across outside YouTube now and be speaking to seminars and conferences and earning money from it. Yeah. So, standards. What does it mean? This is what is acceptable. This is what is unacceptable. Shikena is not a long thing. So, let us hear from one of my favorite relationship coach, what he has to say about this standard matter. Then I'll share with you some examples quickly. No time. Give us a thumbs up, guys, if you are enjoying this and you think you're getting value for tonight. We are talking about why it is important for you to have standards so that you will not have regrets. I know women who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s now, and they are full of regrets. Do you know why? Because they just marry anyhow. We just enter into marriage. There was no negotiation. The relationship are kind of like a business deals. Yeah, it's a code way of putting it, but it's true. When you are going to sign a contract, even if it's a job contract, they tell you the terms and conditions. Do you agree? Sign. You will sign. You have to sign. But the problem is that when they bring you a contract that you read, because they will encourage you to read it, the small print, read it. And you read it, or you didn't bother to read it, you say, Shebi, I have a job. Or I'm so eager to start this business, I don't care, whatever the terms and conditions are. You sign, you've given your power away. You can't come back now and say, but why you can't. To renegotiate that contract is going to take a lot of work because you've already signed away your power. Okay? So that's why I'm trying to empower younger women or even women who have made that mistake of settling and not having standards to find a way to redefine what this means to them. Because lack of standard is shege that is waiting to happen. You will have regrets, and you had lots of them. So the example I was giving about the woman that was chasing another woman down the street, and that place seems like obodooyinbo. I know if it was Nigeria, therefore don't start basketball for there now. But you know obodooyinbo, you know if you try that kind of thing now. So you just they follow the woman and say, look at me, talk to me. How do you see his picture? Did you not see his family picture? And you still came to his house to sleep. A married man that brought his girlfriend to his matrimonial home, to his bed to sleep. What kind of standard do you think the wife had that will enable him to have that courage because his wife traveled to bring home his girlfriend? And the girl too, no fear. Yes. You need to have standards. You need to have healthy boundaries. So let's listen to what PK had to say about standards. We'll just take a little bit of this and then I'll give you some examples and then I'll take calls. Okay.
You are such a blessing. And my desire is that you will start seeing the value in yourself. Men need you, they just don't know it. But you need to also value yourself because men can't value you more than you value yourself. I've never seen any business or any market where somebody goes to the shop and says, how much is this Rolls Royce? and they tell him $2 million, and he says, I want to pay $2.5 million. I've never seen that. What happens?
So the value that you place on yourself is what people will even try to bring it down. But when you know your value, people who don't have standard, especially women who have no standard or they have no boundaries, are usually women with low self-esteem. Man na man. So listen to PKO.
That when they say $2 million, people try to bring the price down. And that's what happens in life. People will try to bring your value down. It's up to you to keep your value. But what most women sometimes, they try to determine their value by what people are pricing them. Don't follow that. People are free to price you anything. It's up to you to defend your value. People will price you, and if you're not careful, they will reduce your price to the lowest possible. In fact, they will even take it for free.
Preach it.
And take you for granted. So 7 things I want to tell women. Number 1, please have standards. Ladies, have standards.
Shangba, can you hear that? This is taken from PK's teaching, 7 things I badly want to tell women. Number 1, have standards. Let him expatiate.
Oh man, I can't say this enough. In my years of counseling, I usually discover this is one of the first areas that women make big mistakes. Women always assume that if I lower my standards, I will get a good deal. With men, it's totally opposite. Because men are hunters. By lowering your standards, you don't help yourself. Have standards. Standards protect you. Standards are crucial to you being your best. Have standards. You are more powerful than you think in this game. You are more powerful than you think in this life. You are the gift. You are the prize. You are the thing. See, inside every man, he genuinely desires to impress you. Somebody get what I'm saying? Oh, you'll be amazed the length some guys go to get a woman's attention. There are men that are buying things for women and their mother is in the village without food to eat.
That's right.
Men want to impress you. Many years ago, many years ago, I had a lot of dogs. I had a lot of dogs, big dogs, massive dogs. Then I was thinking of breeding dogs to sell. So I had many dogs in my house, many. So I knew there's no way I could take care of the dogs, and I knew there's no way I could have a female house help. I needed a male house help. Because those dogs were big. They were babbles. I don't know if you know what babbles are, but they're very massive South African dogs. That's very, very massive. Big dogs. Those dogs, you don't take them for a walk. They take you for a walk. That's how massive they are. So they pull you. When they're tired, they take you home. So I knew that I couldn't get a female house help to take care of the dog. So I got a male house help. Then after a while, it became obvious that the male house help, could not do a lot of domestic things in the house. And because he was always dealing with dogs, we didn't want him touching germs and all that and bringing it to wash dishes or cook. So we also discovered that we might need to get a female house help. So we made the horrible mistake of having a male and female house help together. If you do that, you're going to breed. It's not only dogs you will breed. You will breed other things you were not planning to breed. So when we got the female house help, hope you're not videoing, sweetheart, hope you're not videoing the whole thing. Somebody videoing the whole thing. You can't video the whole thing, okay? Please don't video the whole thing. Leave some for me. All right. So you're never supposed to video at all, but it's fine. So we discovered now this guy, before the lady came, he was just minding his business, going about his job. From the day the lady landed, he would take off his shirt.
Akpan is trying to impress Ekaite. Guys, please give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying this. Yeah. We are talking about standards. Standards. People cannot value you more than you value yourself. You need to value yourself. The reason why you settle and you take anything is because you don't have any value for yourself. Without value, you cannot have any standards. Yeah, value follow standard, or standards follow values. Yeah, the more you think you appreciate yourself, you know what you are bringing and what you carry, as a person. The more you appreciate yourself, the more you value yourself, the more you'll be like, my standards are higher than this now. We've seen how you employ somebody in Nigeria, somewhere like Nigeria, that you employ driver or you have a gate man, all these domestic staff. And if you're a single lady, yeah, they can feel that okay, they can start looking at you one kind, after all, you are not married. Let me try my luck. Whether I can date Oga Madam. Yes, people will prize you. It is you that will say, Ejo. You know, if you have lived in Lagos before, you will know how some sellers in Lagos market are. If you price their market anyhow, Ekpelobade, they will what they will tell you, you will never forget. Just price their market below standard, below market value. You go to Tejo markets and they will tell you price something, they say 100 naira. You say, madam, take 20 now. You go say, olórí burúkú mà lélẹ́yìí o, dẹ̀ kó ṣì dànù. Àárọ̀ kùtùkùtù. You go use Yoruba finish your life. Yes, because you know the value of wetin they sell. Do you know your value? We talk about value here all the time. If you know your value, you price yourself. You go put the appropriate price for yourself. Everybody get price according to your value. But some people, their value is high, but they don't know. So if you price them anyhow, they go sell. Yeah, those are the people we are trying to help tonight. All right, let's take a few more minutes from PK, and then I'll come and share some examples. Give us a thumbs up, guys. Welcome.
We say, what's up? What's up? What is your flat chest? But right now, where you going? He was going crazy in the house because a woman has come. He wants to impress her. And that's what's happening in this whole world. People are doing different macho things just to get women's attention. Doing different things they have no business doing just to get women's attention. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Have standards. The average man really wants to please you. But you see, let me tell you, it's like ladies, you understand this now? You've gone to a shop, you've seen a bag, you love this bag. But you know that in business, you can't show too much excitement. This.
Yeah. Yes, so.
You do this thing every day. So you like this bag, oh? You say, how much? Says 10K. So, in your mind, you are saying, oh boy, no bad like that. Oh. It's not bad. Say, 10K! Is it house I'm buying? You pass. Then you be checking, hope they never buy them. Then you come again and say, this bag. You see that here? Make I give you 5K. Say, no, it's 10K last. Say, you know, okay, you know what you can pay. You know you love this bag, but you will do your best. That's how it is with marriage and relationship. When the guy knows he has found a good thing, he will keep trying to see how far he can push you. And unfortunately for women, this way women think, women are, this is what happens. Men are very easy, or men are very used to stating what they want in relationships. Men are not emotional, they are transactional.
Absolutely.
Okay, so women marry because I love you. Men marry because I need you. Transactional. So a man is looking at how can I gain from marrying this woman? Is she well-to-do? Is she hardworking? Can she take care of kids? Can she give back children? Men are transactional in their love.
That is
Women
it.
are emotional in their love. So a woman can love somebody that there's no business loving that person.
Yes.
Why do you love him? Hey, it's so nice. I just love him.
Man.
Men are never like that. Men will always mention something that you are adding or doing.
Value. If you have no value to bring, they will not look at you twice. That's meant for you. But you see a woman, they will settle for somebody that has zero or no value to bring to you. All because I am still a Mrs. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Standards will save you from future shaggy.
So when a man enters your life, he is very clear about what he wants. If he just wants to be sleeping with you, he'll make it clear. I just want us to be going out. I want us to be hanging out. I just want us to be together. He will try not to promise what he doesn't want. And if you take that offer, that I just want us to be hanging out, if that's okay for you, he will enjoy it. And when he started enjoying, they say, I'm tired of us hanging out. Look at that, what he said. Men are very clear. They will say what they want. If they want to mess you up, if they just want to use you, if they want to keep you as a third chick, fourth chick, they will tell you. If it's all about sex, they will tell you. The problem with women is that women are very shy about saying what they want out of that relationship. So a woman will be thinking in her mind that if I just pretend and if I just give him all he wants, maybe
he will choose me.
I will get all I want. Bad decision making, and usually ends up with the man getting all he wants.
You got nothing.
Anything she wants. So we have loads of marriages where the women have resentment, loads, because she married with the hope, but she never made this hope clear. She just married with the secret hope in her heart that maybe if I do everything he wants, he will do something I want. Not knowing that men are not that selfless. Men are usually selfish. Somebody.
You can go and watch the whole video. I mean, if you haven't seen that clip, I don't know how many times I've watched it. Maybe like 4 or 5 times. I've seen that 7 things I badly want to tell women by Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo. I've seen it many times. And, you know, when he was talking about standards, women having standards, he dwelled on that post for a long time. That one point, even though he was going to talk about 7, I'm telling you, standard took most of the time. He talked so much about standard. You need to go and watch it. So yeah, let's give some examples now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We're talking about why it is important for you to have standards, especially as a woman, because men usually do not joke with setting their own standards. Kate said, my husband was transactional in marrying me. He saw a hardworking African woman that can take care of his kids. Yeah. Yes. Most men are like that, even though your husband is not even black. You see? Men are like that. It's in their DNA. They know what they want. And Sissy said, even broke men with nothing to offer have standards. They always pick a woman that can look after them. that is a standard now. When you are broke, you don't have money. At least your standard is that I need a man, that I need a woman that can provide for me. Isn't that a standard, Cynthia? Yes. If you guys, who is going, yeah, Cynthia is asking, who is going to see Pastor K? I'm going, no, I've got my ticket already. If you want to go, let me know. Send me a DM. He's coming to the UK. We've been blessed with his ministry for so long that it's time for us to at least, I want to see him. I want to meet him physically and, shake his hand and thank him for the good work he's doing. We need people like him. We need more people like him in Nigeria to be able to speak truth to this institution called marriage. Yeah. Princess Amma said, men are transactional. Women should learn and stop being emotional. I used to be very emotional too, but not anymore. Good for you. Emotions are good. And to be honest, God has just created us to be more emotional than men, right? I don't know why. Maybe it's the testosterone or whatever it is that men have in their DNA that doesn't make them to feel emotions like us. We have excess of it. But sometimes you need to, when you are doing business, you don't get emotional. You put your thinking cap up. You put it on your head because this is a deal. And you gotta, ask for what you want. You are fearless when you are negotiating business deals. Unfortunately, it's come to that now when it comes to relationship and romantic relationships as well. You got to say, this is what I need. This is what I want. It's called setting standards. This is what is acceptable and this is what is not acceptable. So, there's a lot of expectation that we have going into a relationship. There's no guarantee, that your expectations are not going to be flat on their face. You can have expectations. Yeah. It's even possible to have standards but have low expectations. It's quite possible. But the starting point is having standards. This is what I can take. This is what is unacceptable. That's what it means. That's what it means. Yvette, how are you? Nice to see you. Yvette said, yes, women need to make clear their expectation in the beginning of a relationship. Yes, standard. Let me give you a good example of what we're talking about. So when women usually, Nigerian women especially, or African women date for marriage. They usually date because they want to be serious. Not all the time, but majority of the time. When you meet a single black woman who is from Nigeria or African background, their expectation is that it will lead to marriage. Okay? Except the ones where don't chop shaggy. When your eye don't see something and now they are not even excited, they just, whatever, they don't care. I'm talking about young, you know, impressionable, beautiful, gorgeous women who are just, facing life. They've not been through any kind of drama. It's just relationships. The expectation is usually that, okay, this one might lead to something serious that will lead to marriage. Now, for most women, they will keep this in their heart. They won't say anything. Even if you like the guy, he ticks all the boxes, this is what you want and everything, they will never say anything. They will keep quiet. Let me just pretend. Let me just pretend. But you see, men, they don't pretend though. They do not pretend. They know. If you're a wife material, they will know. Hmm? But women will say, let me keep trying. Maybe. Instead of you to ask ask the question, and PK thought about this as well. He said, if somebody say they want to date you, if they date you and it doesn't end in anything, they've done all what they want to do. They never promised you anything. But if somebody say they want to have like what do they call it in that church language? Courtship. They want to cut you. Then you have to ask the question, Pay, is it? And he actually gave an example. If you watch the whole of that series, he said, if somebody said they want to, what are you looking for? Are you looking to just play around? Are you looking for friendship? Do you want to marry? If they say they don't want to marry, he actually advised women, say, tell the person that, okay, let's just be friends. You go around and be making friends up and down. Maybe when you are ready to marry, because me now, I'm in a position where I am ready to marry. If I'm still around, you can come back when you are ready. But for now, friend zone the person because they've told you clearly. You need to ask the question. Ask the question. Dating for what? Relationship? Just messing around? Marriage? What? What is this? Is it one of the pastors I used to follow back in Nigeria, Pastor Olumide Emmanuel? I'm glad that he's still there. Uh, do you see what Pastor K is doing now? He was the one that was doing it back in the day, and he was good at it. Unfortunately, his marriage ended. I think Nigerians are not very forgiving like that. So he decided to just pack it up, and he wasn't talking about marriage. He started talking about business and leadership. But I gained some sense, a lot, from what he was teaching back then. He calls it canopy ministry. When somebody will come and date you 10 years, they are still dating. You are dating 10 years. He said you should ask the person, are you the one, just like John the Baptist asked? Are you the one that we are waiting for? Or we should wait for another? Are you the one? Ask the question, no. So we've explained what standards are. For those who are still confused when we say standards, I want to give you a few examples of standards. Number one example, like the one I gave earlier on, is mutual respect. If one of your standard, I think everybody should have this standard, mutual respect, is like that woman that was chasing another woman on the street of wherever they are in the Obodoyibo, because the husband had brought home. She was supposed to go on family vacation with her kids or whatever, and the husband brought home the side chick, and she started chasing the woman down. Is there respect in that? No, there's no respect in it. Mutual respect. If that's your standard, and you say, you know what, I respect you, but I expect to be respected back. If that's your standard, then when somebody comes and for maybe, especially when you are disagreeing or whatever, your opinions doesn't count. Somebody gave me an example of the post I did on Instagram and was saying that a lady wanted to go and marry somebody, and the guy said that your name will not be acceptable to my parents, so I have to give you another name. And the woman agreed. Come on, for let it not seem as if I'm making it up, guys. Let me share with you that somebody shared with me on Instagram. when I was talking about standards. I was using cars as an example because I love cars, right? Yeah, cars, good example, but we can upgrade cars though. But human beings, to upgrade human being, change is not so easy. Oh. It takes a lot of negotiation. You know, the person needs to want to change because they believe that, you are worth it. It's not something you can force. You can't force it. You can't force it. So this example, this is the post on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it. And who was it that said it? Um, give us a thumbs up, guys. Let me see the comments. I think it's somewhere here. Give us a thumbs up, guys. Something about changing name. Aha, okay. It's Ufamita. Ufamita. Ufamita said, a lady from a different tribe in Nigeria met this Igbo guy through the guy's older sister, who is a pastor. But the guy lives abroad. From the introductions into marriage, but the guy who lives abroad gave the lady a condition that she needs to change her native name from her that the parents gave her. Hmm? That she has to change it to an Igbo name, an Igbo native name, which she didn't. She did out of desperation. She accepted. She changed her native name, her own name. Hmm? Then she now realized that she's being controlled by her husband. But if she decide, because she's accepted now, and the husband to be somebody you just met is doing baptism for you and giving you a new name. No, to be fair, back in the day, men used to give their wives pet names. Like they give their name, but it's not to change your original name. It's just the name that only them can call you. I don't know how many of your parents did that. When we were growing up, we saw a lot of our mothers. Our fathers have one special name, but that was love. It's not this one that will say, this is your name, I don't like it, change it. So she changed her name to please the man. Now she realized that this is control. So Ufamita said, if she decides to set a standard in such a relationship, hatred and DV will be the order of the day. And it will most certainly lead to separation. Yes, that's absolutely correct. That's a good example of how women don't have standards. Somebody introduced you to their brother who lives in the abroad. And the first thing the man, as you're getting to know each other on the phone, right? They're telling you, "Babe, change your name. I don't like this name. Before I can marry you, you need to change your name. I will give you a name." What do you think is going to happen in that marriage? If your standard is that this is who I am, I love my name, my parents gave me this name, and it is meaningful. My document, everything, all my life, I'll carry this name until I'm 20 something year old, 30 something year old. Now we are marrying. I'm not changing my name. Then, you know what? The funny thing is that women usually think that, oh, if I challenge that, maybe he will not marry me again. But that is what standard does. You are not challenging, you are telling the person that this is who I am. Okay? This is my name. I'm not changing it because you want to marry me. If you want to marry me with my name. And I put it to you that the brother would have, if he really likes her, he would have respected that. He might have even married her, but our gender, they are quick to change name. She don't quickly change name. That's settling. So now he has married you because you are desperate. He brings you to the abroad. What do you think is going to happen in that marriage? You've already told him that it is easy for him to manipulate and change and tell you anything that he doesn't like, and you will change it. If you can change your name that your parents gave you, Emi Ogbori o, then what are you trying to what standard do you want to set now? Hmm? If it tells you I don't like your friends, change your friends. You have to. because there are no boundaries. You've already told him this is the way. I'm okay with you treating me this way. This is what is called having standards. Don't be so afraid to let a relationship go. Ladies, please, I'm begging you. Don't be afraid to let a relationship that you know, because women, we have instincts, oh, intuitions, they call it. God gave it to us as women, and we have it in abundance. You know in your heart of heart that this thing only will, but desperation, pressure, you settle. So that example is about changing name. So number one standard that everybody should have is respect, mutual respect. We need to have a standard as a human being that whether you are male or female, we have to respect one another's opinion, our feelings, our needs, our desires. Number two, honesty is a standard that you can set for yourself. Honesty. Some people can lie for Africa. Onírọ́ òṣì ni wọ́n máa wọ́n pa ṣégè irọ́. They will lie and lie and lie. And you know, you've caught them in one, two, three lies. You overlook it. You say, maybe he will change. Maybe she will change. People don't usually change except there is a motivation or there's a need for it. Change is not something that we do. Human beings are, we don't do it easily, especially when you've grown to a certain age. When you cannot trust someone, there's no trust. Trust you already see because they're giving you reason not to trust them because of lies and dishonesty. There's no transparency. You see blue, they are telling you, no, babe, this is not blue. This thing is purple. Don't you know that if you mix blue with black, it will be purple? You know it's blue. There's no transparency. But you say, okay, okay, okay. So honesty is something that some people don't play with. Someone like me, I can't tolerate lies. So you know how Cynthia was saying that without boundaries that you cannot have standards? Yes. Some people lying to them is they will just overlook it and say, ma binu. Somebody will maybe apologize and say, oh, it's just a white lie now. It's not hurting anybody. If they can do white lie, they will do red lie, black lie, yellow lie, all the rainbow color of lie. Yeah. Without honesty, you cannot set any healthy standards. You need to have mutual honesty. That means the person needs to be trustworthy. There needs to be transparency. Lies, when you're tolerating lies, you are settling. That's reducing your value and really reducing your standard. Yeah, even when you are challenging a situation, please always make sure that there's honesty. I'm only going to share five. The fifth one is healthy conflict. How you manage your conflicts. Everybody have disagreements. People have been married for a long time will tell you there's no time we don't do bad boss in marriage. It happens. It's not about disagreements or having conflicts, about how you manage them. Some people don't know how to manage conflicts. If your boundaries is that okay, or if you have a standard that whatever conflict that happens between us, even when we disagree, no name calling, no putting of hands on one another. That's a standard. But when I don't use hand, wipe your face small, you collect one slap. You say, no, he apologized. You know, some people, Mongo Parks, they sabi apologize. They go, they cry. They'll tell you, say, it will never happen again. I won't do it again. You are settling for long time shaggy. Anybody that can say because you have a disagreement, you disagree, and they can't give you slap. That's not a healthy way of resolving conflicts. Yeah. Conflict resolution is very, very important because even as individuals, other relationship we always have conflicts. Mother child, parents child, worker, team, wherever, every human situation there's conflict. But what can you take when it comes to conflict resolution? Are you willing to take name calling? Somebody was telling me a few days ago about how in Nigeria, the husband, every time when they have argument, will be calling her Ashawo, be calling her P word, Olosho, in the presence of grown-up children. Yeah. So another example of healthy conflict management or how you can set standards is to have, and you need to communicate all these things though. You have to be able to communicate them. Malice. We were talking about malice the other day. Ben was saying some things, Timi Okoyemi. He was saying some things that I don't even understand. Malice. Some people can keep malice for the whole world. It's not everybody that can tolerate malice. Mm. Some people can keep malice, eh? They will keep malice. And I'm talking about not women, no, men that will keep malice with you. Months. So if you have those conversations earlier on in the relationship as your standard, like Pastor K said, he and his wife already agreed that they will never go to bed angry. Whatever it is, disagreement that they have, they're going to talk about it and resolve it. That's a standard. You are setting that standard, babe. There's no room for us keeping malice for 2 weeks. That's the time you will not say, I'm not eating. There's no kerewa, no talking, silent treatment. Hmm? So that's a standard that you need to set. Even if you don't have conversations about these things, when you address them the first time they arise, then that's a clear message to the other person. That's a clear message. And they talk all the time. It's not because I'm bragging or that I know too much or I am, exceptional. I am exceptional. I see myself as exceptional. But it's because I do not tolerate any BS. So nobody can say, we're arguing, so you come and start calling me names. Cool. No, it never happened. Not when I was dating or all the years I've been married. It never happened. Because it's just something that I would not tolerate it. I don't do it. I'm not going to take it. It's about standards. That's my standard. Shikena, if you don't like it, bye-bye. See, there's something so powerful about you not be so afraid to lose relationship all the time. There are some people, they are so afraid. He will leave me. He will leave me. Ingbayenko, were you born together? Why are you so afraid? If he leaves you, another person will come. I don't know. Me, I'm never afraid of that though. I've never been. Now me, they dump people, not people dump me. I'm not afraid though, because you don't know what God has in stock for you, because you don't value yourself. That's why somebody will come and be calling you name, put their hands on you, and you. So like that woman now, I keep going to that woman. On Tuesday, we're going to talk about it in details. After chasing that side chick on the street and recording her and posting the video, what do you think she's going to do? The typical Nigerian woman that I know will go back to the marriage. She will go back. And then some people will come here and be calling, when we're talking about trauma and the video, they will come and be saying things about trauma. At least we never hear say the video. I'm not, saying that what he's doing is good, but this is typical average Joe bringing his side chick to his matrimonial home. Don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid. I like this woman. She's in her 60s, an elderly woman. And one of her standards that she set for herself is communication. We need to talk daily. And that's my number 4 standard. Her own is communication. In a relationship, let's talk every day. Divorced woman, she said, communication is important to me. I need to hear from you. If I text you, I expect you to text me back that day or call me back. But there must be a form of communication between us. You cannot be too busy that even when you are going to bed, you can't say, babe, it's been a long day. I'm catching my breath. I hope you're okay. I got your message. We'll talk tomorrow. I love you. Chikena. And she was dating this man that will send text message 3 days, he will not reply. I love that woman. She said, Nibo. He sent him packing. He said, no, I'm not doing this. She said, no. If I send you a message and you value me, Because communication is the bane of relationship. Some people is very that their love language is that, being able to have those quality. If you can't have quality time, at least have conversations. Hello, how are you? How was your day? Did you sleep well? See, you can train people who really value you to be like that, even if they were not like that. I know somebody that did it. She was like, the guy was like, every day. You say, yes, every day we need to talk. We have to talk every day. And was like, it's too much. So she said, okay, if you're not willing to talk every day, then there's no point. Say, ó le tó bẹ́yẹn ni. She said, yes, ó lo jù bẹ́yẹn lọ. If I text you, please text me back, call me back. Let's have some correspondence during the day, but we need to talk daily. Guess what? The guy is the one that is communicating more now, according to what she told me. Daily, they talk because she has set it as a standard. She set that standard for herself that we need to talk daily. And because the man values her as a person, doesn't want to lose that relationship. He wasn't doing it before. It's to him it's foreign, but he learnt it. So this is how you train the other person. If they want you, they will value what is important to you. Finally, number 5, there are more than this. So, like I said, everybody has their own, what is important to them. Depends on your person. The final one I'm just going to itemize tonight is having zero tolerance, zero tolerance to cheating. Zero. Some people have zero. That's their standard. There's no cheating. We'll have that conversation. Where you cannot cheat. I saw a video 2 days ago or yesterday, and this girl saw her, I think her boyfriend or something, scrolling on Instagram, and she's always on this other lady's page looking at her picture where she's displaying everything. You know how they display people now. I posted something today, and some people wanted to come for me for that. I just said, you know what, it's not worth it. I don't have the energy. You know the things that people, what our agenda, what they are doing on social media now, they'll go and do BBL. And I'm even amazed that grown women, matured women will be in their 50s and 60s be saying, as long as they are not hurting anybody. Did you see what those ladies, you see them, I don't call them ladies, because all those kind of onion, everything is outside. Because you do BBL now, you wear everything outside, and then your husband or boyfriend will go and camp on their page and be scrolling and looking at it. And they were laughing. What are you doing there? They were laughing. Because everything that people do starts with intentions in your heart before you follow through. If you look, small time you go DM the person. Say, I like you, Alpha, baby. Can I know you better? They will say, oh, you want to know me better? Send me 500,000. Like, what's his name? Mr. Macaroni. You go send. Because they like all those kind of girls that when they go give them bill. So, but if your standard is that if you disrespect me, there's no cheating. If you do this, then we are done. It's a standard you set for yourself. Even if he wants to do it, you'll be thinking, no, this woman, I value her, I don't want to lose her. Even if he's going to be doing it, he won't be so open that you two will be looking at him and giggling. What are you doing on her page? You'll be laughing. So I was looking at that post of the woman that was like, the girl that was laughing. What are you doing in that page? When they marry, what do you think is going to happen? Ladies, have standards, though. Men don't joke with their standards. And that is why, in a lot of times, when you see that in our culture, back in Nigeria, women are not taken back when they stepped out in a marriage. There's no room to come back in most cases because it's not acceptable. That's the standard that the culture and the religion has already set for us. If a woman cheats, she cannot come back. But also, they've set, I don't know whether it's a universal thing or it's a thing that Nigeria has set for themselves. It's It's a man's word. So men can do whatever they like and, bring their side cheek or cheat, and you just stay there and be smiling. Yeah. So, did you enjoy it? I've done 1 hour. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this plenty talking I'm doing today. It's a masterclass. We're talking about why it's important for you to have standard. Don't be afraid to set standard. What is important to you is negotiating. You are negotiating, and if you think that by allowing everything and not having standard, you are saving yourself, you are not. You are delaying the shege that you endure later. That's the truth. What is standards again is just what is acceptable to me, what is not acceptable. Lobaton, it's a way of you preserving yourself. Self-preservation. What our people man sọ pé what you do not eat, do not smell it. Because if you smell it, the smell can lure you into it and you will eat it. So I'm sharing my link for anybody has anything to add. Otherwise, I'm just going to call it a good evening. I don't want to stay too long. Mm? So please give us a thumbs up. Jump in the studio if you want to add something to this. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah, standard is important. Even institutions, inanimate objects have standards. That's why they have contracts. Please have standards, women. Men have standards. You too, don't be afraid. Okay? Wetin person go chop, they pass am o. If na your own, na your own o. Ma Patrick, thank you so much, Uncle. Welcome.
Hey, Auntie B.
Good evening,
Thank-
sir. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Thank you for the good work you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Obodo Farm. Well done, everybody. Well, Auntie B, I appreciate the fact that you brought KP clip into your video. That was so refreshing. Yeah. And I must emphatically say, setting standard cannot be overemphasized. I'm going to say it again. Setting a standard cannot be overemphasized. Yeah, I'm going to liken it to management, and I'm going to explain. Thank you for bringing Dr. K, like I said. And he made mention of the fact that men are hunters. Men are the one looking for job. Yes. They are looking forward to get married. They want to get married. HR, Human Resources, is the middleman. Are you getting me? You can get anybody anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can connect your partner probably on the internet, through friend, through introduction, people asking you guys to meet, through friends. That's the work of HR.
Mm-hmm.
And Auntie B, the hiring manager we have the discretion to hire anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman is the hiring manager.
Mm-hmm.
And Auntie B, people lie on their resume.
Yes, so.
Yes, that's why in IT, most of the job in IT, there's an algorithm. If you don't have 10 years experience, your resume will be weed out. So ladies, women, they are the hiring manager.
Mm-hmm.
And they can hire anybody at their own discretion.
Mm-hmm.
But if they miss it in the hiring process and they hire the wrong person, they're going to regret it.
Absolutely.
I tell you, and that's why there's a course called human behavior in management. They teach people. And like in my field, some of the managers have hired the wrong people and they regret it as, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I was carried away with the way this guy was talking, maybe
Mm-hmm.
because of the race, you know what I
It's,
mean? Maybe
it's
black and white.
charisma.
Yes, the
Yes.
charisma. Yeah, I might
Mm-hmm.
be wrong. He doesn't even know the job.
Yeah.
And probably the guy lied on the resume.
And that's why they give them a period whereby what do they call it in HR again? They give them they don't employ. It's not full employment. They put you on
90 days.
probation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably 90
they give
days.
you probation for maybe 6 months to see how you are doing, to see whether they can confirm that it's a period that probation is that period where you are dating and checking the person out. Are they suitable? Just like you said that the woman is the hiring HR person. You
Yes.
so that probation is when you are checking are they suitable, because after probation, hey, I have a friend here who had she works in what they call it, um what do they call it, project management. She had a really good job, but she failed her probation, and
Very
they didn't
good.
hire her. They didn't give her they didn't confirm her employment after 6 months. And the
Yes.
reason why she failed her probation because she was having child care issues. She kept taking days off during probation, so they said no. So that probation, you just brought something very important. Dating is is a time of probation for you to check, are they suitable for the marriage. Marriage is when the contract is solidified. Thank you, sir.
So
You are,
they even look at this guy. Is he a team player? You know, understand? Is he all tempered? Can he deal with people? How does he address people? You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of people lie on their resume. That you want to check how this guy perform. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Yes. So it goes a long way. And that's why even they teach people now about salary negotiation.
Yes, so.
You know, if you have an MBA or something like that, you know, with years of experience, you want to clock that 6 figures, 7 figures.
Mhm.
You are different from a starter. So, you know, like PK said, men are transactional in their dealing.
Very.
Women should approach relationship that way too. I'm not
Absolutely.
saying they should be hard with a man, but that is going to be their future. They're going to live by it forever.
Mhm.
So that's why if you go for an interview, people are saying HR are hard. They won't call you when they see the right person. They don't have to call you. Some doesn't even call you.
Yes.
Yes, they say that some that are very polite. They say we are moving forward with another candidate that's more suitable.
Yes.
I'm not an HR, but I know all this stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm just applying it to a relationship as a woman. You are
Yes.
the hiring manager. Hiring
Mm.
somebody is at your own discretion.
Amen.
HR
Mm.
will just HR will look at what the job requirement, they look at the candidate resume and they bring them in.
They will chuck some application in the bin. They won't even make it to the to they won't even some application will not even make it through the first. Once you submit, they just chuck it in the bin. They don't even select you for screening or they call you for interview.
Yes, somebody is saying it's a lack of quality men makes women lower their standard. Who told you there are lack of quality men? Who told you that is job in America? Number one, I'm in America. That is job, but that's that kind of job. If I want to start working $21 today, I will start today. But that's not the kind of job I'm looking from above that. So don't say there is no quality men. There are a lot of quality men. Yes, I wrote it in the comment section that as regard marriage,
Yeah.
your standard is who you marry.
Hmm.
If you lower your standard, good luck. You are going to live with that standard. That's
Benny.
who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because you are not sure of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting me? Why you have an MBA, you have your master. Why don't you go to Nigeria and go and pick one Agbero that cannot even speak English and bring him to America? He will show you
Mm-hmm.
his Agbero.
He will show. He will show. He will show you his Ojo Elegba skills.
So yes, no, don't
Um,
tell me. Say fear that is like to age, the biological clock. So what do you mean by that? And so
there's a
mingle
point.
with me.
There's a point in that because women. We're talking about women always settling, while men are very transactional. So what she's trying to say is that when she was saying one day is saying that lack of quality men is the men that you have come across in your
Auntie, Auntie
geographical
B,
location.
Auntie
Mhm.
B, I was talking to one lady. He said, Patrick, where have you been? When I was looking for a husband, I just laughed. Will you even marry me at that time?
You-
Was that like this at that
Brother
time?
Patrick, they will not look at you that time. Pastor K used to say that time if they see him, some of these women that are fancying him now will not look at him that
That's
time.
that's
Oh,
what that's what I'm saying. You
It's
should look beyond,
potential.
you should look
Yes.
beyond that. Auntie
Yes.
B, I saw your picture when you were younger. Were you like that
Yes.
before? What you
No, I
know now, did
wasn't.
you know
Oh,
that before?
I was like, wow, you need
No,
to see me.
apart from
Mm.
being lekpa, did you even know what you know then?
No,
Now?
absolutely. No, no,
Yes,
no, no,
what
no.
progresses? You have to see future in that man.
Mm-hmm.
You should look beyond that.
Yes.
So don't say that no quality men. I don't even want to hear that. There are a lot
Yeah.
of quality men. Our men are good. I'm routing for men.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
Auntie B, like you said, you have men, you have boys as your kids. Those are
Yeah.
good boys. Those are good marriage material. What are we talking of?
Yeah. Yeah, I like the analysis that you did, Bra Patrick. You just opened my eyes to another way of looking at it. You linked it to HR and
Yeah.
applying for a job. That the woman is the one that is the HR manager who is going to do that interview. So the power is on you.
No, the
And
woman
PK
is
also said it.
the woman is the hiring manager.
She's the hiring manager. Yes.
The HR just bring people that have they check their resume. So it is you that you weed the ones that
Yes. So
yes.
you can do the screening. Bra Patrick is encouraging you, ladies. Please give us a thumbs up. You do your screening, and the probation period is when you are checking compatibility and all the standard that you set yourself. Do they meet it? Is it something that you can negotiate, meet halfway? Some people, Bra Patrick, let me give you one example. When we did the show about somebody that was saying that about the traditional man who was saying, what was it that the man was saying? Save me, Oranti. But anyway, somebody put an example there and said that it was a man that wrote it. Traditional man said, if you don't serve me food by kneeling down, then is an issue. Okay. And they called family meeting because of that.
Ah, wow. That was
Yes.
serious. That was supposed to go find one girl
Yeah,
for
but
the
that's his
village.
standard, Bra Patrick. That's what we're saying. That's his standard. His standard is that my wife should bring food to me. Okay, we're talking about traditional man that said my wife should kneel down and greet me, good morning, sir. And that's the one we're talking about.
That was the
But somebody,
traditional man.
yes, but I like men, honestly,
Yeah.
because men know who they are and they know what they want. They are
Yeah.
very, very intentional. The man said, my wife should kneel down and present me food. When the woman refused, they call family meeting. Do you know why, Bra Patrick? Because maybe she's been doing it before when they were doing husband and wife because she wanted him to marry her. Now that she's Mrs. Now, she doesn't want to do it. But you've already told him that you can kneel down. So you have to continue. Why are you not kneeling down now to serve him food? These days, I don't even judge people because of their standards or whatever is
It's
important to
like all
them.
this Babolo Auntie B, then go marry second, third wife. Oh, and they go tell you.
Ola said the person is not normal to be. No, but they are normal though. Ola, they are normal.
Allah
That
is
is
an
their
American.
standard.
That's
Their
their own
standard
standard.
is
You are
that you
right.
have to kneel down and
That's their
give
own
them
standard.
food.
I just said Babalowo now. Babalowo go marry second, third wife. So that's their standard.
But you know the funny thing, Brother Patrick, there are women that are willing to do that.
That's what I'm saying. There are women that,
Exactly.
yeah, women too should have their own standard. That's what I'm saying that for women. That's why I brought the HR something.
Yes.
Yes, you two should weed out bad ones. If you believe we don't have quality men. The ones that are not qualitative, have low quality, take them out. It's your time.
Yeah.
There
Women
are
are too
faces to
emotional. We,
everything.
we hang on to a relationship even when we know it's not healthy.
Uh,
That's the problem with women. We don't want to lose. Once we love, we don't want to lose. We just want that love to be forever. We like all this idealistic kind of thing where they live happily ever after. Even though the living happily ever after is going to be the one that will give you shaggy for the rest of your life. Mm.
Even job, many application people send that anti B before they even get one call.
Mm-hmm.
One
Of
call.
course, of course.
People send a lot of they look at the job requirement, everything. Some people get one call and they be jumping up. It's not as if they cannot work anyhow job.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be working 80 hours, 100 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you have a degree, you have your master's, you want to be somewhere that will be very suitable for you, get good pay.
Mm-hmm. 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 That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brother Patrick.
All right, sir.
You just
All right, God
enlightened
bless
us
you.
about another area. I'm really, really happy with that analysis you brought in. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your wisdom.
Thank you.
All
God
right,
bless
sir. God bless you, sir. Have a good evening and my love to Auntie. Dr. Mirin said, dating is data collection. Yes, keep collecting. Allah, I watched your show when you were talking about standards. We've explained what standards are. I know you're just joining us. So we said that standard is simply stating clearly, verbally, don't internalize it o. Má fi sọ́kàn pé but nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ rèé now, mi ò fẹ́ léyìí. No, you need to know and express it. This is what I can tolerate. This is what is acceptable and this is what is not acceptable. That is standard. Ló bá tán. So the baba that is saying pé his wife need to kneel down to serve him food. I can't even blame him. That's his standard. He's made it clear. Kneel down and give me my food. If you've been kneeling down to do it as a girlfriend, please, ladies, it will be very unfair for you to kneel down. Now that you are married, you now say, you only kneel down so that they will marry you. Once you marry, you must continue. Have you ever heard what they say? Don't start what you cannot finish. Women, do not start. Human beings generally like to start what they cannot finish. You were kneeling down before. I think she was kneeling down before and doing it to serve the man food. Now that they are married, she doesn't want to kneel down. Now you uncle call family meeting. Gbogbo mọ̀lẹ́bí, olórí ẹbí, everybody gathered. They are doing meeting. Ngba, kí ló rí? Ọkọ ẹ̀ sọ pé that you are giving him food and you are standing. And you know the way they will say it in Nigerian language? They say you are standing on his head. You are standing on his head. Eh? Imagine giving your husband food and standing on his head, not kneeling down. That's igberaga. That's disrespect. That's the standard, though. Everybody has their standard. If you paying, you set your own. No baton. That's all I'm saying tonight. Honestly, you are right. That's the standard. Okay, if you are Patrick alone that wants to call, let me just take a few minutes of what PK has to say and we'll round up.
Getting this. Never be afraid to make it clear what you want.
Check,
Men are
ba.
not even used to women saying what they want. I did a post yesterday or so from my book, 7 Questions Wise Women Ask. Any wise woman should get that book. 7 Questions Wise Women Ask. One of the questions I said women should ask is when? Oh, the guy wants to marry you. I love you. You are the love of my life. Great. I want to marry you. No, the first question I said about defining relationship. Second thing I said in that post was ask when. So I saw some men start writing, how can I just meet a girl? And she's telling me when. And that's not what I said. I didn't say when you just meet her. I said once the guy has defined what he wants, the next thing is when. Because I want to marry you can be in 20 years' time.
Absolutely.
Does that work for you? Does that timing work for you? But you see, most women will say, if I ask him, he will run. Let's just play along.
That's it.
Hoping. So many women are in situationships.
It's hoping ministry. Pastor Lumide used to call it hoping ministry. You'll be hoping. Some people hope. Hope to buy a hoping because you are too afraid to ask. Hey, oh my show.
They don't know what they are in. Many women are praying that the guy they have been sleeping with are cooking for, we propose to them. It's a prayer request. You're already serving him. You're already giving all the benefits of wife. Then you are in prayer that the Holy Ghost will touch him to give you one thing that you want. But you have given him 20 things that he wants because he's not ashamed to ask. I want to sleep with you. Can you cook for me? Can you do the dishes? Can you do the laundry? The guy is asking every day for what he wants. Can you give me some money from your savings? I know you save. I want to invest in cockroach business. Can you give me your savings? The guy is asking every day what he wants. The woman is hoping that if I give him everything he wants, maybe if God hears my prayer.
So you see the difference between men and women?
That he proposed. I said, no. You should have discussed where you are going before you started. You have already given too much. And I taught one lady, I said, have you ever heard of 419? Do you know how 419 works? You know 419 advanced fraud that Nigeria is popular for. Do you know how 419 works? The way 419 works is that I promise you something too good to be true. I ask you to make minimal investment. You make the investment. Maybe it's $1,000, $10,000, something you can part with. Then I come again and say, everything is ready. We just need $1,000. Now, you'll be thinking, I've already given $10,000. What is $1,000 that I can add? You add it. You come back and say, in fact, the letter now has been released to you. What remains now is the transport money to go and pick it. That's just $2,500. You are thinking, I've already given $11,000. What is $2,000? What? They keep cheating on you. One day, it will dawn on you that this thing is not going to happen. And this how many women operate in a relationship. I've already given the sex. I've already been cooking. I've been dating for 20 years.
I've been kneeling down to greet mother-in-law. I've been going to serve mother-in-law and do wife in their house. I've attended parties and bought a shoibi. I've invested, maybe, hoping.
What's one more year? Is somebody got what I'm saying? Be clear about what you want. And don't be afraid to state it. If you're of marriageable age, what you want is marriage. There's nothing to be ashamed about in that. You want stability, you want, clearness. It's not wrong. It doesn't make you desperate. If we were men we ask without thinking. But women always think, if I say it, it will be somehow. It won't be somehow. Nobody will ask for you. Is somebody get what I'm saying? When you go to a deal, it's not your opponent that discusses your own benefits. It's you that will discuss, this is what will work for me. I want to date you. Yes, for how long? We can't do eternal dating. Jesus is coming soon. I need to know what's happening. I need to know what's happening.
Oh my God. I can listen to PK all day, every day. Honestly, you guys. He's coming to London. We are going to go and see him. If you want to go, let me know. Send me a DM. Let's go together. I've got my tickets already. I can listen to him all day, every day. Man of Prestige, you're here. Thank you so much. Guys, give us a thumbs up. I'm rounding up now. Agrippina said, thank you, Auntie B, for this masterclass. My daughter is under 2, but she will listen to it when time comes. Oh, wow. You are proactive. I love that. Just 2-year-old, and you're already preparing her. She will get it right in Jesus' name. Thank you so much for the super chat. Man of Prestige, I'll come to you in a minute. Let me take Adewale quickly. I'm going to end. All right, Adewale. So you wanted to say something. Why didn't you come on since? How are you?
I'm fine, Auntie B. How you doing?
I'm good, love. Welcome.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know I was gonna come. I just while we were talking, I remembered like a video I saw on Instagram, and I just wanted to share it.
Okay.
So there's this lady. She was kind of talking about what relationships were like when she was young and what it is now. And then she said she heard this from someone, and then she showed like something she wrote. She said that there are 5 stages of a relationship, of meeting someone. She said the first thing is you get to know the person. That's knowledge. And then she said the second thing is you get to rely on the person. And then she said the third thing is when you can rely on that person, you can trust them. And then she said when you can trust that person, then commitment comes. And then she said after commitment, the final thing is physical touch, intimacy. But she said what's wrong with our own generation right now is like when we meet someone at first, the first place we go to is physical intimacy. So we don't know them.
Adewale, are you there? We are not hearing you again. Adewale, hi, can you hear me? Okay, let me bring Man of Prestige. Hola, báwo ni o? Ṣé dáadáa ni?
Dáadáa ni o, Auntie B, ṣé gbọ́ mi?
Mo wà okay. Welcome. How are you? How is the family?
Happy Sunday. Family is good. Happy
Sunday. I want to write books, so I want to write 2 books next year. So
you know I got you now. I told you now. I got you.
Mo fẹ́ kọ̀wé. I want to write book.
You have to.
I want to write book.
You have to. It goes further than just the YouTube. You know, YouTube here. Most people are here to catch crews here and there. So
yes.
But the impact goes even further when you put out books. Yeah.
Yes. 2 books next year. Thank you very much, Ola.
You can do it now. You can do it. I got you, Sha. No problem. So this topic, I just came in. I came in right at the point where Brother Patrick said, shout out to Brother Patrick. He was hanging out with me when we were discussing this yesterday. When he said, your standard is who you marry, you know, and that resonated with my own sentiment on this. Then there's a comment on your wall that is actually one of my favorites. On
Which one?
your
Which one?
Instagram page.
Mm.
The person by Marcieta or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the person said, I am reading this as setting boundaries where there was none to start with. In order to do this successfully, please be sure that you understand what your boundaries are. And this is my favorite part, and why you have them. The why, right? You see, a lot of people, when they talk about standards, right, they are all over the place. And basically, they're going through something. They heard somebody else's version of standard, and suddenly they wake up and they think they should set that type of standard. Me, I agree. Everybody should have standard. The way I say it normally is people will mimic the level of self-love, self-respect, self-value that you have for yourself. That's always true. That's kind of like standard, you know. In fact, that is standard, right? So, but then what we call standard is also a function of society. So how you were raised, how you were socialized, right? So if something changed, you need to make sure you understand what changed before you start casting, right? But but again, let's assume you already figured all that and you now want to set standard.
So, Ola, you're talking about people, that question about the person that said, well, I'm already in it. How do I've already,
Right,
I didn't have standards, or my standards were low. Now,
right.
how do I raise my standard? So that's kind of different from what we're talking about today, is just setting standards.
Okay, so it's different from what you posted. What was posted?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's about
Okay.
setting standards in relationship generally to start with.
Okay. Yeah. So you could set standard. I think the answer is still the same thing. Just make sure you understand why you're setting the standard. You need to know what the standard is. You need to understand why you're setting the standard. And then in terms of setting the standard, a lot of it is mostly silent. If you have to yell, it's probably already wrong. If you have to talk about it at the top of your voice, it's probably already wrong.
What do you mean a lot of it is silent?
People, the way you see yourself, the way you carry yourself speaks more
Mm.
volume than what you're saying. Your actions speak louder than voice, basically. You see what I'm saying?
So are you saying that people don't express the standard that they are willing to uphold?
You can, but it's much more powerful when it just is. When you don't have to. If you have to say it, then something is already wrong. And then now we have to now process the fact that you have to say it now. You can't just fix it from the surface. You can't fix the issue from the surface. We have to go back to the roots, right? Why is it that we have to say it now? Something went wrong. That's why we're asking that we need to set new standards right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we just need to, like I said on your wall, change management. There's something has changed. We cannot ignore that something has changed and just set standard. It will not work. It will backfire because there's
Yeah,
other
but
human
don't
beings involved.
yeah, but don't you need to have standards to start with as a human being for every area of life, irrespective, if not just relationship or marriage?
You do, but you need to
Yeah,
know
but
what it is and you need to know why
yes,
you are setting it.
yes, we said that standards are personal, depending on where you're coming from, your values, your belief system, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some people don't have standards at all.
Well, what do you mean by that?
They don't know what their standard is. They settle for anything.
Okay, so first of all, I agree with you, right? First of all, I agree that some people don't have standard. But when it gets down to solving problems, we need to know what they mean by that. Like it needs to be more specific than that. Because me, I can just, the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. I can just look at the other side and just start to feel like I don't have standard because I'm comparing myself to other people.
No, 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 Ola. That's not
Uh-huh.
where we are going. So because you are just coming now, it seems like I have to recap some of the things I've said. I gave some
So sorry
examples.
about that. So sorry about that.
That's all right.
Uh-huh.
I gave some examples about the standard that some people might feel they want to set for themselves. You can't tell somebody what their standard. Okay, for example, let me give you a typical one when we're talking about traditional men. The other day, the man who was saying that the wife was not greeting him good morning.
Right. Thank you. That's actually why I jumped in.
That's the standard, right?
No, that's
So,
not standard, Auntie.
what is it?
That's a deluded person.
No, but that's the standard, Ola.
Let me explain what I mean. I get it why you're calling the standard, right? See, on the surface, on the paper, black and white, this is what I want, and take it or leave it. That's what everybody is calling standard. I get it. I get that part. But when this is playing out in real life, no, you need to be realistic. So something you talked about setting goals, right? Setting goals, when you're setting goals, it needs to be smart. Part of the goal needs to be smart is that it needs to be realistic. That's the R in smart.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if it's not realistic, you're shooting yourself on the legs because you're not going to attain it. If anything, you'll build more resentment and you'll punish other people in that process. So it needs to be realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a fine line between being realistic and somebody is trying to shut down your
Are
own idea of
are you saying that the person that wants their wife to greet them? Did you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you've been busy, Ola. Mm-hmm. The day we did a show about somebody who said they want their wife to greet them, good morning, sir. We had a lady here who said there's nothing wrong in it.
Yeah, now I think I was in and out.
Because Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the people in that Bible period did the same thing.
You see what I'm saying? You're proving my point that to be right. While we're talking about something that's out of context. That's Abraham, and that's not in context. So that makes it no, that's Abraham.
But the person said this is what they want.
Yeah, so that doesn't make it okay. So standard, right? There has to be some kind of baseline, benchmark, something that this is where social intelligence comes in, right?
Have you met traditional Ola? You have some traditional men in your that used to follow you. I don't know whether they still listen to you.
They are just in small because of what I'm saying now. That's what I'm telling you, Auntie B. If something is unrealistic, you're not going to achieve that goal. So it becomes pointless. In fact, you punish yourself in the process.
Okay, so what about the traditional man that said that the wife is not safe? You say it's not standard. We shouldn't take it as standard. Mugba, I accept.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what about the man that said that the wife is serving him food and didn't kneel down and called family meeting? Yanko?
Yeah, the person,
it's not standard.
So that person right now, it's not realistic, right? So why I say it's not realistic is because if you look around you, it's not realistic. You have to look at other people to know if something is realistic or not, right? If majority of people in your society, in your context are doing that, then it becomes realistic. So to the Sote, let me speak pidgin small, right? That is so not realistic. You already married this person before you are teaching them this. You're off. You're completely off. You're socially awkward. You don't know what's going on.
Maybe she was doing it when they were dating.
I doubt it.
No. Ola, don't swear for my gender. I know my gender.
Mm-hmm. No, it's possible. It's possible. So now that pushes the idea of asking for standard back on that person. So let's even use that, right? This person was doing it, and suddenly they want to change their standard. The person has entered one chance, right? So if they are going to ask for this new standard where they don't have to kneel down, change management, they need to understand that there's going to be pushback. They need to be realistic about that. So it's both ways. It's just it doesn't play out as both ways when it's happening, right? But let's use that side. You want a different standard. You don't want to kneel down anymore, and you already married this person. You're being unrealistic. You should just leave that marriage. Don't stay in that marriage. That person had that standard. You subscribed to it before, and you're changing it. Or you should be okay with patience. You should be okay with that. It's going to be a process.
You think the person that has that expectation? Some people say that is an expectation. It's not a standard. Okay, I accept you. You are right.
That's potato. But
all of you are right. I agree that you are right. You are right.
You're right. You're right.
People don't. You said it earlier. People don't change unless there's incentives for them to change. So if you're going to be asking randomly for people to change something, you need to first of all understand it's going to be a process. Right? Maybe actually that's not first. You need to know why you want it. You need to understand there's going to be a process. You need to understand there will be pushback, and you need to have ways that you will manage that pushback.
Big time pushback.
So you need to, and if you're not aware of that, then now you are aware. So it's going to be a process, or you can just, like most people were saying on your page, just leave, right? But we know that's not easy like that, right? To just leave, right?
Do you know why the people that said leave? I completely understand. Do you know why they said leave?
Right.
Because those standards, because you didn't set them or you didn't know them or maybe you are not aware, now it's nearly almost impossible to get them in place. So
Yeah.
it's going to end up breaking the relationship or marriage. That's why they say just leave.
If you're okay with that, that's perfectly
Because
fine.
you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. That's the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, if you're okay with that, in fact, let's go backwards before we even talk about leave. The idea that you're expressing your standard and your expectation, you can express it, but the idea that you think that that automatically means good results, no, that's obviously false. There's going to be a process. You need to be aware of that. And one of the major problems here is that people have unrealistic expectations around the actual act of setting standards. They think, well, some are like, oh, so what am I to do now? What are you to do now? Well, how long have you been doing it? What exactly is the standard we're talking about? How long have you been
So
trying to set it?
Cynthia say I disagree with Ola. You can set your standard whenever you want. People change and evolve. What are you going to do if these standards are not met? That's the big question, right?
She agreed with me, basically. That's what I said. You can set standards whenever you want. Don't expect that it's just going to be that simple, though.
So it's about, setting standards and having low expectation, whether they will be met or not, and what you are willing to do about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the reason why, because it's not the same thing. I know you say it's the same thing, but it's not. When you're already in that
Say
situation,
in Kotomoso.
no,
No,
the
specific.
example on my Instagram page.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm
It's
just
not
what
the
you're
same
saying
thing
right now.
because
Yeah.
they are different things.
Mm-hmm.
When you're already there,
Mm-hmm.
because the lady said I had low standards. Now I'm beginning to understand that I should have set standards.
Mm-hmm.
How do you move on from here? That
Right.
was what was on my page.
Here's why I think it's the same thing ultimately, right? Like Cynthia just said, you could be here today. What you have right now is today in this moment, right? What we both agree is that you should have standard. We agree to that. Okay? You didn't have standard. Well, you need to set it. Well, you need to set it because there are other things also going on around you, just like it was if you were to be getting into this marriage for the first time. The only difference is that maybe a lot more is at stake right now. You see what I'm saying? But right now, in this moment that you're listening to me, whoever is listening to Auntie B and I right now, you do need to have standard.
Right.
And the question you're asking today, if I'm getting it right, which is why you're saying it's different, is that how do you set the standards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now how you set standard is self-love, is self-respect, is self-everything, self-improvement, right? You build yourself. You don't set standard on other people. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't work. When you put all your focus on other people, you're taking focus off of yourself. Like Brother Patrick said, you are the standard. You right now in this moment, you are the standard. If you need to build the standard, you start with self. Anything outside of that will take focus off of yourself, and you will only get resentment because people will push back. Because remember, they think they are setting standard too, right? Like, for example, the Baba that said you must kneel down, right? Remember, they think that standard too, right? So
Yeah.
there's going to be pushback. So your best point of leverage, I know it sounds counterintuitive, is you. And there's a process from that to that showing up around you, to you being able to influence people around you to follow through because again, you can't just expect that you started standard today because people will say, well, I've been doing this, it's been 3 weeks, he didn't change. Well, it's been 3 weeks.
I like what you said in your show. When I was listening to you, like you said something about how, the person that is saying, "Oh, I had low standards."
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm starting to set higher standards.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the way forward? One of the things that you raise, which is something you always talk about on your platform, is seduction. Do you
Yes,
understand?
Auntie B, yes.
So that's one of the ways that people can, if they understand it and use it. But again, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get the results that you're looking for.
Part of our seduction skills is that we know that there's no guarantee in life. That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's why the best point of leverage is self, because at the very minimum, you know that this is me, this is what I want, right? And you align with it or you don't align with it, but also understand the process of patience, process, and then it might take time. Then you understand that everybody cares about something. So if they're still in your world and they're kind of getting some kind of value from being in your world, it's a matter of time. They will adjust.
I think it's best to set the standard at the beginning of the relationship. And you need to express them. So you said you don't need to express. You were saying something about how it's not communicated. I believe that you need to communicate it, especially when a situation arises. Okay?
No,
If a
the
situation,
beginning, sorry, Auntie B, today is the beginning of your relationship. You see, it
yes,
depends on how you see these things, right?
yes.
It's important to set it at the beginning. Oh, well, today is the beginning. Never mind the past 16 years of your marriage.
No,
Today,
no. Pastor saying people don't change like that, Ola. Change is difficult for us.
I agree. What I'm saying is that if there's somebody listening and they suddenly think it's too late because it's been 5 years in their marriage, no, it is not too late. Right? When people say, well, why didn't you set it from the beginning? I'm like, why am I worried about the past? You
You
can
didn't
learn
know
from the
better.
past.
If you know better, you do better. Let's say you didn't know. I like what
Mhm.
somebody said. I think it's Charity Olivier that said that sometimes things change. Maybe you didn't know. Now you know. As human beings, we evolve.
Mhm.
And what you considered important 10 years or 15 years ago might not be important to you now, or something might just suddenly be important to you now, and you need that thing. You need that need to be met. So, yeah.
Right. So let's use the example. You need to be okay with that for real, for real. You need to believe in what you just said for real, for real. Today is a new day. You have a new standard because people evolve. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And you've learned something new, right? Today is the Abamot part of it needs to be removed in order to move forward,
Yeah.
right? The only thing you can get out of the past is lessons. You shouldn't get regrets. You will if you're a normal person. But what I'm saying, you need to ascend to a new level where you're not pulling regrets out of your past in terms
I'll
of
give you a typical
action and in
example.
words.
I'll give you a typical example, Ola. One of the standards, examples of the standards I will give when I
Mm.
started the show was, conflict resolution. When you have
Right.
conflict in marriage or relationship, how you
Mm.
resolve the conflict. So some people tolerate some things they shouldn't in terms of resolving conflict. We know that you always have disagreement. Maybe not conflict is a strong word, right? But
Mm-hmm.
disagreement.
Mm-hmm. Conflict. Yeah, conflict works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't want to conflict because it sounds like, extreme. But
Mm-hmm.
disagreement, we don't agree. We don't, we have different opinions about something. So if one of those things was, for instance,
Auntie B, blink if you need help. Are you okay? Are you there? Hello? Is she still there with us? Can anybody else hear her? I can't hear her anymore. Hello, Auntie B. Is it just me? Let me make sure it's not just me. Somebody say something. Is it me? You can't hear her. Can you hear me? Or you can hear her? Which one? Can you hear me though? Okay. You guys can hear me. Okay, let's just wait for her. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, Auntie B, we can hear you, just so you know. Okay, she actually left the page. I'm the only one left here. Okay, let's talk. Let me come to the chat then. All right, all right. I bet she'll be back. Let me see. Anybody disagree with me outside of Cynthia? Okay, Cynthia disagreed with me earlier. Let me see what she said exactly. I can't see it anymore. The chats are moving too fast. Let's do reviews. Aha, reviews. Exactly. Thank you, Peace. Exactly. We do reviews because today is a new day. You start from today. You start from what you have today, all the factors, like all the things that we have today, including obviously you have a lot at stake because you are, it's you have a family, you might have children, so you have to consider that as part of the factors, right? That's why I said change management, because that's not a simple thing. That's a whole person's profession, by the way. And you need support systems. There's nothing wrong with setting new standards at all. I just think a lot of people don't even